Om Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vindhyarambham Karishyami Siddhir me sada yenaksarasamamnayam adhigamya maheshwarat kritsnam vyakaranam proktam tasmai paninaye namaha vakyakaram vararuchim bhashyakaram patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam Vagartha Viva Samprikto Vagartha Pratipattaye Jakatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwarao Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om A I Un Rilik Eong I Ouch Haya Varat Lan Nyama Gananam Jabhanya Gadhadash Jaba Gadhadash Kapha Chatata Chatatav Kapai Shashasar Hal iti maheshwarani sutrani. Oh, welcome everyone. We will get started with our class today. So we're going to be looking at, let me go back here. We're going to be looking at continuing with our bhave and other karaka sections. So it's bhave and other karakas, not in the sense of kartari, but we have lyut, ghan, tin in this section that we've been looking at. We're going to finish with our section on ghan today, and then we'll start with tin. And with that, I believe that's the end of the Kṛdanta section. So that's the end of this whole section. We will hopefully get to tin, otherwise we'll probably take one more class on tin. Okay. Before we get started, I know Hariprasad ji, you had a question. You had sent me an email. You want to go ahead and start with that question? You can unmute yourself.
Namaste, Mahodaya. The question is this. In the Yushmat Shabdaha, 70, the book says Yushmasu. I'm wondering, because the formula for that is, if it is a Shakara or a Rakara, and no, I'm sorry. If it is if it is if it is a or ends with in, it has to be Shakara.
Yeah.
Okay. In Yushmasu, we have a Shakara, and it is intervened by a Akara, so which fits the formula. So it should be a Shu, Murdina Shakara. How can that be Su?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
So I'm going to, because you sent me the email, I pulled up some things I can show everyone to catch everyone up on what you're talking about. So I'm just going to mute you for a moment, and I'll show them what we're talking about here. So here. All right, 1 second. I had it up and now I lost it. Okay, here. So what Hariprasad is talking about, he's talking about this shabda, yushmad shabda. So here's the chart for yushmad. Oh, sorry. Tvam, yuvam, yuyam, tvam, yuvam, or vam. So there's these alternative, yushman, vaha, tvaya, yubabhyam, yushmabihi, etc. So this is the chart. We're talking about 7-3 yushmasu. Yushmasu. So the question is, how come it's not yushmashu? The sakara should be more danya shakara at the end. Did I get that right, Hariprasadji? That's okay. So how come it's not yushmasu? Shu with shakara. So I'm going to pull up the Sandhi book. So in the Sandhi book, if we look at the section where this is in, is more dhanyatvam. More dhanyatvam, yes. So here, if we have a sakara, what's relevant for us is sakara of a pratyaya. So for example, su, we're adding that's a pratyaya. It's preceded by these, what we call in or ku, kavada, that's immediately preceding it in the same pada. So it's not at the end of the pada, but it's in the pada. Anyways. So then sakara will become more dhanya shakara. So the reason it does not become yushmashu is because so right before the sakara is an akara.
Right before a shakara is akara, correct?
Yushma.
Correct.
Shu.
And that is part of in.
Ah, see, that's the only mistake you're making. It's not part of in.
Correct.
So un, relik. So e, it starts with ikara.
Correct.
So in starts with ikara, akara is left out, so that's why it does not become shu.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Okay.
Dhanyawadaha.
Okay. So now we will come to the, it's gonna, a moment, share again. So Hariprasadji sent that question ahead of time. If you would like a question being answered in class, it's better that way so that I can show everyone what we're talking about live in class. Okay. So we're talking about ghan and thin. So let's go to ghan. Back in our book, we're going to start with the exercise for ghan. Just quickly, we know that ghan, what does ghan denote? It denotes bhava and any karaka other than karta. Ghan, this pratyaya, this kṛdanta, is only, the content is only akara. So gakara and nakara are it letter. Because nakara is it, vriddhi can take place. Really, guna or vriddhi can take place. We saw that context. Nit pratyaya. It's going to decline as a ending masculine like a Rama. And so let's look at some of those exercises that we were looking at. So here are some examples of some words. Lokaha, bhogaha, pataha. So you see how these words like pataha, the dhatu is pat, but ghan can give vriddhi or guna, right? So vriddhi happens, so pat becomes pat. So pata, pata, 1 is pata. So just like that. Okay, we're going to pick up with our exercise number 2. Here, I'm going to pull up the answer guide and we can go along with that. Okay. We saw this number 1 quickly last time, so I'm going to go over it quickly, and then we'll do one more exercise. Okay. So first of all, take a deep breath before you do any Sanskrit. Take a deep breath. Okay. Tattvasya, say with me like a scholar. Tattvasya bhogaha upadishyate. One more time. Tattvasya bodhaha upadishyate. So we always start with underlining our verb, right? So our verb there, we saw upadishyate. Upa purvaka dish dhatu. Lat lakara karmani prayoga. You see the yakara and atmanepada. Karmani prayoga, third one. Upadishyate means to teach, or so dishdhatu means, upadish means to teach, upadishyate, karmani is taught. Okay, after you find the verb, we do want to always then find our Kṛdanta word. Our Kṛdanta word, we're here looking for a gun ending word. So here the word is bodhaha. Bodhaha. All right. Okay, so I'm going to underline my verbs in red. I'm going to circle my Kṛdanta word in yellow there. So bodhaha, this is, we see here, buddhatu plus ghan. Buddh becomes, u becomes okara. Buddha becomes, because it's the penultimate letter, becomes, you get that guna. Buddh becomes bodh. Bodh plus gan becomes bodha. And karma vyutpattihi. Okay, karma vyutpattihi. Buddha, by the way, means to know. Right? Now, karma vyutpattihi, or it can be bhava vyutpattihi, either one, right? So when we say knowledge, or what is being known, right? So the knowledge, so if we're studying a text, for example, it's knowledge, that's in bhava vyutpattihi, or I can say what is being known is also what we're studying. What is being known, right? The textbook right now is being known. So you can use karma vyutpattihi in that way. We can derive the word either way. If it's karma vyutpattihi, we're going to say buddhyate iti bodhaha. You take, so the vigraha vakya, you're going to take, if it's karma vyutpattihi, buddh plus karmani, you're going to make it a verb. So buddhyate iti bodhaha. That which is known is that which is known is bodha, is knowledge. Okay. Now, this bodha is karmani to upadishyate. It's karmani prathama. Why? Because we're in karmani prayoga. So the first case is karmani prathama. Right? It's the object. What is known? Knowledge is, or so what is taught? Knowledge is taught. Knowledge is taught. Okay. Now here is where we left off. What kind of knowledge? Tattvasya bodhaha upadishyate. By the way, this is how we get the word tattva bodha, right? Knowledge of truth is being taught. Tattvasya bodha. So you see this, you know, now at this point we know it's Shashti Vibhakti. Now your mind may immediately go to Sambandhe Shashti. Sambandhe Shashti. Now, what we need to see here is that the karta and karma of the action of gun ending words are in sixth case. Right, let me say that again. The karta or the karma of the gun ending action word, gun ending kṛdanta, are going to be this in the sixth case. So the karta or karma of that kṛdanta is going to be in the sixth case. Shashti vibhakti, that's called kartari shashti and karmani shashti, respectively. Okay. So when we first studied Shakti Vibhakti, we never said Kartari and Karmani Shashti because we didn't have this context of Kṛdanta yet. Now that we have this context of Kṛdanta, we can learn that there's such thing as Kartari Shashti, Karmani Shashti. When it's connected with the Kṛdanta word, specifically here we have gun. We saw this one, we've seen this with other ones as well. I crossed out some words just to make this simple, but I'll just show you what it says. What it says is, first of all, this word undenoted. Undenoted means it's not the karta and karma of the verb. It's not connected to the verb necessarily. If it denoted means connected to the verb. Undenoted means it's not connected to the tinganta. Usually, the karta and karma, right? We would take, in karmani prayoga, we would take third case, and the karma would be in second case. But undenoted means is not connected to the verb here, it's connected to the kṛdanta. And in that case, it's going to be a sixth case ending instead of this third or second. Okay. Is this feeling okay so far, undenoted? The Shashti Vibhakti. So going back to this example, tattvasya bodhaha. So the knowledge, what are we trying to know? What is the object of know? The object of what we're trying to know is tattvam. Tattvasya is the truth. So it's going to be, it's the karma of know. It's the object of knowing. It's going to be in karmani shashti. So karmani to bodhaha shashti vibhakti ekavachan. A question someone sent me directly in the chat said, can we also translate, she said it in a different way, but can we translate bodhaha, bodhaha as knowing in bhava vyutpattihi? Yeah, we can also say knowing. We can say knowledge also in bhava vyutpatti, either one. Knowing or knowledge. Or depending on the intention of the speaker, it could be karma vyutpatti, that which you're trying to know.
Yeah, I have another question.
Yeah, please.
We said if you use ghan pratyaya, it is not a karta. Correct. And then later on we are saying if it is ghan ending, if it is karta or karma, we then use shashti vibhakti. So like the word Rama, I was just thinking Ramaha is a ghan ending word. Yeah. So Rama is a karta.
Yeah. Yep. Let me clarify.
How do we reconcile?
Yeah, let me clarify that question. And I apologize because you had asked that earlier too. And so we're coming back to that. So let me give you so what's interesting about this is that when we're saying karma vyutpatti, or can be any karaka but not karta, we're talking about the the derivation, the vyutpatti, is going to take that context. Okay. So when we're saying, yeah, let me give an example in English just to make it a little easier. So if I say the word destruction, okay, destruction. Now this is a bhava, this is a bhava vyutpatti word, right? Destruction or destroying. Now I can say the destruction of the city makes me sad. Okay, the destruction of Israel and the West Bank makes me sad. Okay. Now there, the vyutpatti of the word destruction is bhava vyutpatti. It can even be karma vyutpatti, that which is destroyed, right? Destruction means that which is destroyed. But here, interestingly, even though it's bhava vyutpatti or karma vyutpatti, it's the destruction is making me sad. It is a karta of making or makes. So isn't that interesting how the word, the vyutpatti of the word, how we make the word, is not kartari, it's not the make, it's not destroyer makes me sad. It's destruction makes me sad. So the word itself is bhava vyutpatti or karma vyutpatti, but that word can then be used as a karta. Another example that's coming to my head is the operation, the operation concludes my medical journey. Operation. Operation is a bhava vyutpatti word, right? To operate. Right? The operation concludes my medical journey. So now there again, right? Even though the word is bhava, it can be a karta, it can conclude, it can do something. So does that help with understanding how it's possible? So here again, in these examples, even though it's not kartari vyutpatti, it's not kartari vyutpatti, it's not the knower, it's knowledge, but knowledge can do something.
Can you then never, I guess we can never use that as a kartari vyutpatti if gun is used, am I right?
Yeah, gun cannot be in kartari vyutpatti, meaning it's not going to be, for example, it's never going to be the knower. Bodha can never mean knower. It can mean knowledge, it can mean the object of knowledge, it can mean the instrument of knowledge, but it will never be the knower.
But Ramaha can be, that's I'm stuck with that. Rama can be the knower.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna mute you for a second. The word Ramaha, right? Ramaha is, there we say it's adhikarane vyutpatti. Ramate asmin, something like that, right? That in which people revel, people enjoy. Now, so there again, it's not kartari vyutpatti, it's not the one who is reveling, but it's the place in which people revel. That is Rama. Now that place can do things, just like knowledge can do things. So Ramaha, it's the locus of joy or the locus of reveling. Now that locus, that person, can fight a battle. So even though the word is not in the vyutpatti is not kartari, it is there, it's adhikarane, but still that word, once it's formed, can do things. Just like destruction can do things. just like bodha, knowledge, it's not knower, knowledge can do things. So therefore, it can be a karta. Is that helpful? Okay. So I think that was good. We paused there because that's useful for everyone to, it's a little tricky. Yeah. Okay, let's do one more example. Any questions on this one? Tatvasya bodha upadishyate. Feeling okay? Let's do this number 3. Let's do number 4. Okay, we can always come back. Okay, you ready to read it with me? Okay. Bhogasya tyagena eva idam labhyate. Bhogasya tyagena eva idam labhyate. Okay. So I'm going to get my red pen out for my verb. Do you see my verb? Beep, 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 beep. Yep, you pick up the verb. It's labhyate. That's our verb, right? Labhyate. Labdhatu. This is karmani prayoga. The Pratama Purusha, Ekavachanam. Right? So we'll get started. Erase that. And now, then after that, let's pick up our Kṛdanta word here. Let's pick up our Ghananta. Okay, now this is tricky. Do you want to write it in the chat? So we got one answer. Bhogasya. I'm seeing Bhogasya. Another person direct message said Bhogan Tyaga, or Milaji said Bhogan Tyaga. Kuriji said Bhogasya. Okay, we're getting a consensus around Bhogasya. Bhogasya is correct, right? So let's take that. Labdhatu. Sorry, lab. First of all, labhyate means to attain. Lab means to attain. So something is attained or obtained, right? Something is obtained. Then we're gonna underline our bhoga. Okay, bhoga is Bhuj dhatu. Bhuj becomes bhoj. Then the jakara, there's a sandhi change that happens. Jakara becomes gakara. Okay. Now, the vyutpatti of this word. Now, the word bhuj, it means to experience. Okay. Here, bhoga is that which is experienced. Knowing that, what is the vyutpatti? You can unmute or you can type it in the chat. Okay. So that which is experienced, so that is going to be karma vyutpatti, right? It's going to be the derivation of vyutpatti in the term of karma. It's the object of experience, right? It's experienced, the object of experience. It's not the experiencer, it's not experience itself, it's the object or that which is experienced, right? So karma vyutpattihi. Then if we're going to make the Vigraha Vakya, I'm going to put Bhuj Dhatu in Karmani. I'm going to make a verb. So I'm going to say Bhujyate iti bhogaha. Right? Bhujyate iti bhogaha. Okay, this much so far. Are we okay? Or thumbs to the side or thumbs down? You could give me a range. Okay. Now, not everyone was correct. There's actually one more. There's one more word here. So first of all, there's one more Ghananta word. So you might have missed it. Tyagena is also a Ghananta word. Tyagena ike amaduttamana shuku. So Tyagena is also, we have Tyaga. Tyaga is from Tyaj Dhatu plus Ghan. So now the word Tyaga means renunciation or renouncing. Knowing that, what is my vyutpatti? What type of vyutpatti? You can Karmani, okay.
Karane.
Karane, okay. That by which we renounce, the instrument of renouncing. Okay. It's actually, if we think about it, so the word, so let me just say it again. The word means renouncing or renunciation. In that case, right, it's bhava vyutpatti. It's not the instrument of renunciation. It's not a ritual to renounce. It's the actual renouncing or renunciation. Right, so I'm going to take this as bhava vyutpatti. And in that case, we can use a lut and anta word. So for example, we can say tyajanam. You get that ana, so tyajanam iti tyagaha. You can use another bhava vyutpatti word. Yeah, you can ask a question. Please go ahead, Anuj.
Thank you. I have two questions. Number one is, when you use the word labhyate, I heard you say it is gained. So is it is gained or is it was gained?
Yeah, so it is obtained or is gained, because we're still in present tense.
So which one shows that we are in present tense?
So we have this lat lakara, right? So lat lakara is still present tense. Present tense, but karmani. So it's
is. Now I got it. Now
yeah.
Thank you. My second question is, tyagena, isn't it by sacrifice?
It is. It is by sacrifice. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So that's the tricky thing, that right? So it's in bhava vyutpatti, but it's going to be karane tritiya.
Right.
That's the tricky thing, right? So that was just to point out also when we were talking about Urmilaji's question earlier, that the vyutpatti and what the what's the word that I'm looking for? The karaka in terms of connected to the verb are different. Those are two different things. Okay, so here we're saying renouncing, but renouncing is the karane to labhyate. So let's now knowing this much, let's go through this sentence. Okay, so labhyate is obtained. What is obtained? Do we have any first case? We do one first case there. Idam, right? Idam. So this is our first case word, idam. Now this is karmani prayoga, so this is going to be my karmani prathama. So what is obtained? Idam, this is obtained. Right? Karmani to labhyate. This is obtained. Okay, how? Tyagena eva. By renouncing or by renunciation. Right? So Nilamaji said, this is karane tritiya to labhyate, tyagena. So it's by renouncing, this is obtained. So you see how the third case there gives us the by. That gives us that karaka, that karane karaka. Doesn't change the vyutpatti, right? Vyutpatti is still renouncing. It's still bhava, but it's by renouncing, right? So by renouncing, karane to labhyate, by renouncing eva, alone, this is gained. By renunciation, this is gained. Or this is obtained. Okay, this is obtained by renouncing. You can say either way. Okay, this is obtained by renouncing alone. Renouncing what? Bhogasya. This is Shashti Vibhakti, but it's the object of tyaga, right? It's the object of renouncing.
Karmani.
Yeah, exactly. This is karmani shashti. Karmani shashti to what? Not to labhyate. It's not connected there. It's to tyagena. It's to tyagena. So karmani shashti to tyagena. So the shashti vibhakti ekavachanam. Reading the sentence, right? This is obtained by renouncing. This is obtained only, or alone, this is obtained only by renouncing bhoga, the object of experience. Right? So this is obtained only by renouncing the object of experience. Okay.
I have a question here. The
Yeah.
tyagena, so the by, in the tyagena, by renounce. So could we then say the by is the karane part of it? Renouncing is the action. So that is the bhave, the action itself.
Yeah. So when we're talking about vyutpatti, that's talking about the pratipadika itself we're making. So the pratipadika itself, the meaning of the word tyaga there is renouncing. Now, when we put it in third case, and we get that sense of karane, that's when we get the instrumental, that renouncing is an instrument. So by renouncing, it's the instrument. Yeah. So the third case gives us that sense of by.
The shashti is sambandhe shashti or karmane shashti. Is it associated with any other karakas? Can it be?
So shashti, we usually see in sambandhe in other contexts. Here, in the context of a gun or different these Kṛdanta, it can be kartri shashti, karmani shashti also. Here, in this case, it's karmani shashti. It's the object. What are we renouncing? The bhoga is what we're renouncing. We still use that word. You can still use the word of, renunciation of the object of experience, but it's not in the sense of sambandha, it's karmani. Even if you say sambandha doesn't really have any meaning. It just means connected. So it's but usually that means in the possessive sense.
You said tyajanam was lut. Can you expand on this?
Sorry?
Tyajana, the word tyajana. I know we never
Tyajana.
studied. Yeah.
So that would be again renouncing as well, right? For the lyut. Gajanam.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah, please go ahead and then we'll conclude there. Yeah.
Thank you. Could it be that this is only obtained by sacrifice of bhoga?
This is only obtained. So this is obtained. Yeah, that works. This is only obtained by the sacrifice of bhoga. That works also.
Okay. Thank you.
And so there, yeah, the eva can move around wherever but we have to see the intention of the speaker. So if that's your intention by saying that, you can say, yeah, this is only obtained by the sacrifice or renouncing the bhoga.
So is bhogasya mean object of experience?
It's the object of tyaga, renouncing. What are we giving up? Bhoga. We're not experiencing the bhoga. Object of experience is the translation of bhoga. Yeah, okay. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.